Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl T Milan. I'm back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a full set. So my client right now, she's getting a full set. We did a takeoff, which I didn't record, and so what you see right now is her natural nails. About 3 of her natural nails were really short, and she wanted a round shape. So what I did was added tips onto her nails, and in the video you see me cutting her tips and shaping it into a round shape before I lay the acrylic. Okay, so just to go back a little bit, because everything wasn't recorded from the beginning, when you're starting a full set, you want to make sure you first push back the cuticles. With your mandrel bit and sanding band, you want to go over the nail lightly to remove the shine. Then you want to take some rubbing alcohol, wipe the nails down, and glue the tips on if your client desires tips for length. After you finish that, you want to go back with your mandrel bit and blend the tips in with the natural nail. After that, then we go on to dehydrating the nail. As I told you guys previously, I use rubbing alcohol to dehydrate the nail, and then I also go over it again with a dehydrated product. I don't know why I do it. It's just one of my little weird quirks. Whatever, it works. And then after that, you want to do 2 coats of bonder. Okay guys, and this part right here, this is actually where I'm going over with the dehydrator, and I'm dehydrating her nails. And here's when I'm applying the 2 coats of the protein bond. I like to use Young Nail protein bonds. You may have a different bonder that you like to use, but I always suggest that you use at least 2 coats. You're supposed to see a little bit of a sticky layer on the nails. Okay, now here comes the fun part, laying the acrylic. Once you've finished your prep and putting on your tips, it's time to lay the acrylic. I typically use the 3 bead method. What I do is I put a bead in the middle, a bead at the bottom, and then a bead at the top in the cuticle area. And then sometimes if I miss a spot or something like that, I might do little tiny beads, or if I feel like the apex is not right like I want it to be, I'll add another bead for the apex. You can do as many beads as you want. You want to master doing the least beads as possible, because that will make your work go faster. But if you're comfortable with 3 beads, that's okay. If you need 5 or 6 beads to get it right, that is okay. There's really not a certain way you should do it, but there are ways that you can do it. And also guys, here's a tip. Shorter nails do not need an apex. So sometimes people will use one bead on shorter nails because it's faster and you don't really need an apex. That's fine if you can do it that way. Longer nails need an apex. You have to build structure in longer nails so that they won't break. Just a little FYI. So guys, once you lay your bead onto the nail, in order to smooth it out, make sure you're using the belly of the brush to pat it down. And also, if you see that it's running over on the sides or into the cuticle area, make sure you're taking the tip of your brush and wiping it before the acrylic dries. It's important to get an acrylic and monomer that you like to work with, that works best with you and your speed. You don't want acrylic to dry too fast because you want to have time to shape the nail, form the nail, and also if it gets on the cuticles, you want to have time to wipe it up before it dries. Okay, now here's my actual favorite part about doing nails is shaping. So I'm going in with my 80/80 grit file. Make sure you have an 80/80 grit file for acrylics only. Please do not use this harsh file on the natural nail because you will create small little splits in the natural nail and you're ultimately going to damage the nail. So my 80/80 grit file, because it cuts right through that acrylic. My client wanted a round shape, so I'm going off on the sides, filing at an angle, and just rounding out her nails. Alright, so now after I've done shaping the nail with the 8080 grit file, I go in with my 5-in-1 carbide bit and start to go around the cuticle line, seal the cuticle, and further shape the nail. Smooth out the nail to make sure that when it's time for polishing, the polishing goes on smoothly. When you smooth out the nail, you want to go from right to left, right to left, right to left, making sure every time you go back to the right side, you're picking up your bit. So you go from right to left, pick up your bit, go right to left, pick up your bit, go right to left. The reason why we use the drill bit to seal the cuticles is so that no debris, dirt, oil, or water gets under the nail. We've done our prep, we've laid out acrylic, and we want our work to last. So, in order to ensure that it lasts, we go around the cuticle area with the drill bit and we seal it just to make sure it doesn't lift. Okay guys, so And this part right here, and this is why I say you can take as many beads as you need to get it right. And this part right here, I noticed that on her thumb, I missed a spot with the acrylic. So I'm going back in with my acrylic to fill in that spot that I missed just to get it perfect. And then once that dries completely, I'm going to go back over it with the drill to smooth it out. But like I said, I don't care if it takes you 7, 8 beads to build that nail out. If that's what you need to build it out correctly, you do what you have to do. But obviously, ultimately, the goal is to use as less beads as possible so that you can move through the process and you can get done fast and you're not spending 6 hours on one set. And here I go. And again, with my mandrel bit and the sanding band, I'm using a medium grit sanding band to further smooth out the nail. So the carbide bit, it kind of shapes the nail, thins down the nail if needed, thins out the sides. But that mandrel bit really smooths out the nail. It's honestly the finishing touch before you polish. And also, I also go through the cuticle area as well, again with the mandrel bit to further seal the cuticles. I cannot stress this enough. It is so important to make sure those cuticles are sealed because you do not want your enhancement to lift. You want your work to last. After I'm done with the mandrel bit, I buff out the nails with a buffer. My client goes to wash her hands to get any excess dust off her nails. She dries her hands. She comes back to my desk and I wipe down her nails with an alcohol wipe. It's important to use an alcohol wipe on the nails because you want the surface to be dried. Before you apply any enhancement or gel polish, you always want to make sure the nail is dry. You do not want that polish to chip. So that's the reason why I go over the acrylic nails again with an alcohol wipe to make sure it is dried out, so that when I put the polish on there, it will stick. Also, I am an advocate for base polish. I know a lot of people do not like to put the base gel on there. A lot of people say you do not need base gel when you're doing acrylics, but I'm always going to press for the girls to do base gel on acrylic, because that's what the polish adheres to. My personal experience, when I did not put base gel on the polish chipped in a matter of a few days. I tried it on myself and I tried it on a client, and within a few days, the polish chipped. Anytime I use base gel, I've never had an issue with chipping. That's with a gel manicure, that's with any type of enhancement, whether it be builder gel or whether it be acrylic. I always use base gel. I never have issues with chipping. So if you're a beginner, I'm going to suggest that you use a thin layer of base gel. If you use a thick layer, if it's too thick, then your polish will look bulky. You don't want a bulky look. You want a nice, sleek look. So use a thin layer of base gel, because you want that polish to adhere to the nail and you don't want no chipping. You don't want your client coming back a week later and saying, my polish chipped, you got to redo it. That's a waste of time and that's a waste of product. So let's try to get it right the first time. Use base gel. The general rule of thumb for polishing is base coat, 2 layers of the polish, the color, and the top coat. Sometimes you can do 3 layers of the color. It just depends on how sheer the color is. But generally it's base coat, 2 layers of color, and a top coat. And by the way, y'all, can I say I really love this pink? Like, this pink was popping, okay? So here I am applying the second coat of the color. And guys, here is the finished look. I just love this color on my client. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to put my links in my description box so you guys can follow me and we can connect with each other. Make sure you share this video, subscribe to my channel, and all the great things. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.